Most people are using GPT 5.5 like it's just a slightly smarter chatbot. Type a question, get an answer, close the tab. And if that's you, you're leaving the most powerful part of this model completely untouched. Because the real upgrade in 5.5 isn't how it talks back to you. It's everything it can quietly go do for you when you flip the right switch.
Welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the description below to subscribe. You will get the key AI news, tools, and learning resources to stay ahead.
So in this video, I'm walking you through every major GPT 5.5 feature, one at a time, with exactly how to turn it on and what to actually type. By the end, you'll know how to make it research like an analyst, run tasks on its own, generate images that get the text right, and remember who you are between chats. First up, the one that turns ChatGPT into a research department, deep research. Let's start with deep research because this is the feature that genuinely changes what you can ask for. Instead of giving you a quick answer off the top of its head, GPT 5.5 goes out, browses the open web, pulls down real documents, reads through them, and hands you back a full report with citations you can actually click. OpenAI's own framing is that you give it a prompt, and it'll find, filter, and analyze hundreds of sources to produce something at the level of a research analyst. And that's not marketing fluff. That's roughly what it does. Here's how you trigger it. In ChatGPT, open the mode dropdown and select Deep Research. Then type your question. Something like, summarize the latest developments in renewable energy research with references. Hit Enter, and you'll see a progress indicator kick in. Because this isn't instant. It runs anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes while it works. And this is the part that trips people up, so stick with me. You don't have to babysit it. You can leave the tab, come back later, and the finished report will be sitting there, with a sources panel listing every link it leaned on. Now, a heads up on limits, because they matter. Deep research is compute heavy, so it's capped. Pro users get around 250 runs a month. Plus and team land around 25, and free users get roughly 5 before it drops you to a lighter version. So treat each run like it counts. And if it ever stalls out, which a few users have hit, the move is to switch over to agent mode with a similar prompt, which is conveniently exactly where we're going next. If you've ever pulled an all-nighter trying to compile sources for something, drop a comment and tell me what you'd point this at first. I'm genuinely curious what you'd automate. Agent mode. So deep research goes and reads the web for you. Agent mode goes and does things on the web for you. And that's a much bigger deal than it sounds. You select agent mode from the model switcher, and now ChatGPT has a real toolkit behind it. A text browser, a visual browser, a code terminal, and connectors into apps like Gmail, Calendar, and GitHub. You hand it a goal, and it decides which tools to use and works through the steps on its own, narrating what it's doing as it goes. Picture this. You type, plan a 6-course themed dinner party for 8 people on a $500 budget. Include recipes, a shopping list, and a schedule. Watch what happens. It opens a browser, searches for recipes, maybe pulls ingredients into a shopping connector, runs the timing math, and assembles the whole thing into one plan. On screen, you'll literally see lines like browsing paella recipe and adding ingredients to cart. It's doing the busy work while you watch. But here's the safety piece you need to know, and it's a good one. The agent will not pull the trigger on anything sensitive. A purchase, a transfer, anything with real consequences, without stopping to ask you to confirm first. So you stay in control the whole way. And if it ever drifts off track, you've got plain language breaks. Just type stop or undo last action, and it listens. One thing to set up ahead of time though, make sure your connectors like Gmail are actually linked in your settings, or it'll have nothing to reach into. Remember that dinner party? We're going to call back to connectors in a minute, because that's where this gets personal. Images 2.0. Okay, pattern interrupt. Let's talk visuals, because GPT 5.5 ships with a brand new image model called Images 2.0. And the headline improvement is the thing every other image generator has been embarrassing itself on. Text. You know the drill. You ask for a poster with a word on it and you get back beautiful gibberish. Images 2.0 actually renders legible text, holds on to fine details, and handles multiple languages. Using it couldn't be simpler. Type an image prompt, or hit the image button and describe what you want. Create an image of a futuristic cityscape at sunset, with flying cars and neon signs. It thinks for a beat, then drops a high-resolution result. And if you're on Plus or Pro, dig into the beta settings and turn on Images with Thinking. That gives the model extra time to plan the composition before it renders, which you'll notice most on anything complex, like an infographic with labels. Here's the practical tip that'll save you rerolls. The more visual direction you give, lighting, mood, style, and the exact text you want, the closer it lands on the first try. And if a sign or a label comes out wrong, you don't start over. You just tell it, that sign is wrong, fix it, and it regenerates with the correction. Quick gut check before we move on. Are you using AI images in your own work yet? Or still skeptical? Let me know below, because the comment section on these always gets interesting. Web search and browsing. This one's quick but worth knowing. GPT 5.5 can reach the live web to grab current information, prices, news, anything that changes by the hour. Sometimes it browses automatically inside agent mode, and sometimes you'll prompt it directly with something like, what are the most recent developments in AI chips? Include links to sources. It runs the query, pulls what's relevant, and folds it into the answer with citations. The one habit I want you to build here, always glance at the sources list it gives you. Browsing can be slower, and occasionally it'll misread a page, so those links are your sanity check. Trust, but verify. Code interpreter and live tools. Now here's a feature that quietly turns ChatGPT into a data analyst, and most people don't even have it switched on. It's called Code Interpreter, though in the interface you'll find it labeled Advanced Data Analysis. Turn it on in settings, and now you can upload a file and ask real questions about it. Say you've got a sales spreadsheet. You upload it and type, analyze monthly trends and plot a chart. Behind the scenes, GPT 5.5 actually writes Python, runs it, and hands you back a finished chart plus the explanation. And if its own code throws an error, it catches it and fixes it without you lifting a finger. That's the part that still feels a little like magic. It works for math, for cleaning up messy data, for quick visualizations. Anything you'd normally open a spreadsheet or a notebook for. Just keep your files in a supported format like CSV or Excel. And if a job is huge, trim it down so it doesn't time out. Memory and personalization. Remember when I said we'd come back to making this personal? This is it. GPT 5.5's memory got a serious upgrade. It can now hold on to details from past conversations and use them to tailor future answers. You turn it on in settings, and you can save things about yourself. That you're vegan, that you work in software, that you're training for a marathon. Then the next time it gives you advice, it quietly factors that in. And here's the genuinely new part. Memory sources. After it personalizes an answer, ChatGPT shows you a little panel revealing which memory it used. So if it recommends a high-protein meal, you can see it pulled from "you're training for a marathon." And if that's wrong or outdated, you click to remove it. No more wondering why it assumes something about you. You're holding the reins. Quick favor while you're thinking about it. If you're getting value out of this walkthrough, hit subscribe, because I break down every major model like this the week it drops. Connectors. And this is where agent mode and memory come together. Connectors. On Plus and Pro, you can link real accounts like Gmail, Google Calendar, GitHub, and Slack. And now the agent can actually reach into them. Check my schedule on Friday, and it reads your calendar back to you. You've got a dentist appointment at 3. Find emails from Alice about Project X, and it goes digging. The trick to making this reliable is 2 things. Authorize the connector in settings first, and start your request with an action word like find or fetch, so it knows to go look something up rather than guess. Multimodal Vision. One more capability before we wrap the features. GPT 5.5 can see, upload an image, a chart, a diagram, a screenshot of broken code, and ask about it. What's the trend in this chart, and what might be causing it? It reads the image and answers. It now holds on to far more detail than older versions, so it's noticeably better at reading text inside images and interpreting graphs. The one boundary to keep in mind, it handles images but not audio or video. So clear, simple images get you clean answers. Crowded, cluttered ones are where it can still stumble. Safety. Quick note on the guardrails, because they shape how all of this behaves. GPT 5.5 went through heavy red teaming. It'll refuse genuinely harmful requests, and, circling back to that agent we talked about, it forces a confirmation step before anything risky like moving money. It's not perfect. It can still get things wrong. So on anything that actually matters, review the output before you act on it. Smart tools, human judgment. Recap and practice prompts. So let's tie it all together. Deep research for analyst-grade reports. Agent mode to actually get tasks done. Images 2.0 for visuals that finally get the text right. Code interpreter to turn your files into charts. Memory so it knows who you are. And connectors so it can reach into your real apps. That's the toolkit. If you want to actually lock this in, here are a few prompts to try yourself today. Run deep research. Analyze the impact of electric vehicles on energy consumption with references. Try agent mode. Organize my travel itinerary for Paris, including flights, hotel, and a daily schedule. Generate an image of a fantasy dragon in a sci-fi city at night, highly detailed. And feed Code Interpreter a sales file and ask it to calculate the total and plot the trend. GPT 5.5 isn't just a smarter answer machine. It's a model that goes and does the work, if you know which switches to flip. Pick one feature from this video and actually try it before you close the tab, because that's the difference between watching and using. Tell me in the comments which one you're starting with. I read them all. And if this saved you some figuring out, you know what to do. See you in the next one.